back. It's going to be the second episode of the fifth season of Tim's Montreal Beer Review. Today we've got an Imperial Stout that I've mentioned quite a few times. No need to introduce it, especially because you see it up there. It's the Brooklyn Black Chocolate Stout. Guess what? I just introduced it either way. But it's 10% alcohol. It's probably about as strong as I've ever had. Recently I've become quite a fan of the style of beers. Russian Imperial Stouts or just Imperial Stouts, same thing. Really enjoying the complexity and how the malts really give you a nice, robust kind of strong chocolatey, roasty, sometimes vanilla, sometimes caramel kind of notes. And not minding the alcohol, by volume, especially because most of the good examples of the style are usually, really disguising them, masking the content of alcohol, and you're not feeling that boozy. Nice winter warmer beer, and this one is actually a winter special. It's a speciality they do every year. Quickly read the description. In the last century, British brewers made strong stouts for the Tsar's court, meaning the Russian Imperial Tsar's court. They were called Imperial Stouts. Our black chocolate stout, brewed once a year for the winter season, achieves a chocolate aroma and flavour through the artful blending of 6 varieties of black chocolate and roasted malt. 6 varieties of malts, that's quite impressive. This one is at 12 ounces, so again, I'm not going to have a problem with the alcohol because it's quite a small bottle. This time around, it's a black cap we get with the Brooklyn Brewery. Of course, Brooklyn Brewery is from Brooklyn, New York City, and this is my second beer from them, and I think it's about all the variety we get in Canada for the Brooklyn beers, especially in the eastern part. Today I'm planning to pair this with some nice 87% cocoa mass chocolate. This one is Russian, actually. You probably won't find it in North America. I brought it from the duty free the last time I went. And I've had it before. This is really intense dark chocolate. It's not too bitter, but at the same time it's got a very powerful cocoa percentage, no milk added or anything like that. So we're all set pretty much. I'm going to use my snifter today, and let's go ahead and review this wonderful beer. So I've just got the cap off, and let's go ahead and pour the beer. As you've noticed probably before, this is a very small snifter, so it's not going to fit everything. But actually, when you get a small bottle like that, it only extends the pleasure. Nice, wonderful, creamy head, I'd say. Brown head, really dark, opaque brown body, very typical for Imperial Stouts. Pretty perfect, actually. It's virtually there. Obviously, first of all, what hits you or strikes you is the very intense aroma of black chocolate, with a fairly good amount of coffee, espresso, nice roasted background. You get hints of vanilla as well. This one actually, it's actually stronger than in the what's called the aphrodisiac, which was supposed to be a vanilla stout. Now, this time around, it just comes naturally from the malts, no additives. Nice, not boozy at all. Very nice, really robust kind of chocolatey smell to it. Fair amount of hoppiness as well, but it's very pretty much overpowered by the maltiness. So let's give it a try now, without much rambling. Very carbonated at first sip. I'd say it's medium to full body. Nice sweetness follows through into the finish. Finish is, the bitterness is very balanced. I think in the other chocolate, Imperial chocolate stouts, just Imperial stouts, they tended to be more bitter than this. Actually, this one is a bit milder, being more, stronger and having more ABV to it. I think it starts with chocolate, then you get some coffee, and then in the back, that nice roastiness lingers on with a fair amount of bitterness and still some sweetness as well. Wonderful beer, nice and smooth actually. Now that the carbonation dropped, I guess that was just the first sip that was affected by it. Goes down smooth, wraps, coats your palate. Very good tasting beer. So far, this is an outstanding performer in the style. I've never had a bad Imperial Stout, but I can say this is one of the best I've had. And being 10%, this is extremely well masked. So I'll get back to you in a moment, and I'll pair the beer with the chocolate when I come back. So I'll see you then. Okay, so here are my final thoughts about this beer. Definitely opens up with temperature. You're going to feel that it really develops, even though more robust kind of chocolatey notes. Develops a bit of that smokiness, a bit of dark fruit that I didn't really feel in the beginning, maybe dates or prunes. The chocolatey flavour is so intense that it's really hard to believe that this beer has nothing added to it except for the nice 6 variety malts, variety of 6 malts. There's no flavouring, there's no extract, there's no chocolate added to the beer per se, which is something I really respect the brewery for. 2 thumbs up. They've been brewing this beer for decades, and fantastic job. Now, I have to mention this. I can't really omit this. It will get a bit boozy, quite boozy actually. So be prepared for a 10% beer. This is something logical, I guess, but I guess I wasn't as prepared as I should have been. You will feel the booziness. The alcohol is not as well masked as you might expect. I've had Imperial Stouts at 9.5% that I'm better masked. But you know what? It really doesn't affect the flavours, which is still really intense. So the solution, if you want to try this beer, but you're kind of scared, you turn down by the alcohol, which might be an issue for you. Take some chocolate. In this case, this is dark chocolate, but it doesn't have to be that. You can pick any quality chocolate you like. Take a little bite. In this case, it's as I've said, it's got a really balanced bitterness to it, a nice balanced sweetness as well. And bingo, the booziness from the beer really disappears, overpowered by the additional layer of sweetness and chocolatey notes. Becomes even more sweet, even a bit sweeter, definitely creamier and smoother. So have some chocolate with this beer, sit down, relax. It's a perfect, evening kind of beer after drink, dessert, whatever you like. So to wrap it up, fantastic beer. I'm not going to give this a perfect grade, keeping in mind the booziness, but this is a 9 out of 10 beer for me. So 9 out of 10 for black chocolate stout from the Brooklyn Brewery. Highly recommended. Most beer reviews have already actually reviewed this beer, but I finally got to it. And I'm aging the second bottle, which will be probably reviewed, or at least I'll make a vlog next year. But either way, stick to good beer, guys. Thanks for joining me tonight.